Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the Honourable Prime Minister for his invitation to be part of this evening's panel, his special edition for International Women's Day. And I would like to welcome everyone to the viewership of ZIZ online, radio, streaming, and of course television. And to the ladies who are with me tonight, I'm extremely privileged to be here, and I hope enjoy the discussion later this evening. We've been asked to give a background on our journey of leadership and our leadership roles. And quite honestly, my story is not one of struggle, but probably one of, some might say, privileged and fortunate circumstances. I was not born in difficult circumstances. My father was a successful businessman, and we had a stable family life with a mother and father, siblings, supportive grandparents, etc. I was born on Norway Street in St. Kitts on May 24th, 1968, to Charles and Margaret Brisbane. I attended the St. Teresa's Convent School, at the time now ICS, and the Bastille High School until grade 11, and completed the latter part of my high school education in Toronto, Canada, at a girls' private boarding school, Branksome Hall. After gaining my Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration and a minor in journalism from the University of Western Ontario in Canada, I returned home and joined Dodie Brisbane and Sons, my father's business, in 1992. Following 3 months of him insisting I pursue the exercise of finding myself a job. After 3 months, I found myself a job, 2 jobs, one at TDC in HR and one at the Central Bank. And my father decided to advise me I was coming to work for him. He just wanted to teach me how to apply for a job and prove that I was actually employable. He asked for 5 years, I gave him 14. Under my father's very strict guidance and tutelage, I worked zealously to expand the family business of Dodie Brisbane and Sons and set up a sales and marketing department. I was assigned a lady called Trina Douglas, who many of you might know. I think she's been with the firm close to 35 years. And he assigned her to oversee me. She was extremely strict. And I went to every supermarket, small shop in St. Kitts and Nevis with her. Many thought I was working for B&K Supermarket or RAM. I was packing shelves, dusting, doing whatever I needed to do to look after my product line. My father insisted I took a toolbox with all the necessary tools to ensure that our product was always well presented, so that when the agents came on island, they would be proud of the work I was doing. I held a bachelor's degree. I was paid $900 a month, and out of that, $50 had to go to charity. He taught me at a very young age, at 24, that on my first salary, I needed to choose between 3 charities: the Children's Home, the JCs, or the Pediatric Assistance League. I chose the Pediatric Assistance League, and the rest is history. In 2009, I took on the presidency of the Pediatric Assistance League until 2019. I served for 10 years, and I became a member when I was only 23 years old. And that's how I learned charity. Having had enough of the food industry, I decided in 2002, after my father retired and sold a majority share of the company to Goddard Enterprises in Barbados, I decided I wanted to pursue a completely different path, and I thought I had the wings to fly to do that. In 2003, I took up a completely new path in the position of general manager at Sunlink, which is a leading Caribbean destination management company, which was at the time setting up shop at the Marriott Resort, which had just opened. I led a dynamic sales team of 25 people and an event management into an industry that was completely new to St. Kitts and to me. It was a matter of swim or sink, and I've always liked to swim. And so I learned very quickly the job, and we took this destination, I believe, into an area of corporate incentive programming, which today is a huge area of business for most of the named hotels. However, my desire to start my own business in 2007, I realized my dream was really to open my own business. And so the birth of Harper's Office Depot in 2007. When I approached my father, he asked me, why did I think office supplies would sell? I said, well, it's a purpose. People need a purpose. And so he supported me, and hence the store was opened on 4th Street in Bastille In 2015, I was able to purchase what was then Innova Foods factory and renovated it into the modern Harper's Office superstore, now in the industrial site. My real passion is still the community, and so today I still serve in the background on the Pediatric Assistance League as a trustee. At multiple periods over my work life, I also served as vice chair in Music Festival Committee, Marketing Committee. I was heavily involved in relaunching of Juve bands back in the 90s for the early Juve parties in the parking lot at ODB, for any of you people who remember those days. From 2010 to 2019, I served also on the board of the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce, of course, for the past 5 years. But my previous position was vice president for 2 years. I now bear the distinction of the first female elected president of the CIC in the 70 years of the Chamber's existence. My climb up the ladder at the CIC was mostly really due to the encouragement and support of the cheering on of the men in my life. And I grew up in a family with 4 brothers and 3 sisters and 4 brothers. I lived the better part of my life in the home with my brothers, so I related really well to men, and I still do. And I believe that that's why I was able to sit, and I'm able to sit in the position where I am, because we have to be realistic and honest here. If the men are not on our side, and if we do not have the support of men, we are not going to make it in this world where women need to be in leadership positions. And I don't mean that we don't have our own merit to sit on, but we do need them to welcome us in. And so within the chamber, many of you know historically that the chamber was always very much a male-dominated organization. However, my father dragged me to many meetings, lunches, chamber events. My father was never keen on going. I was often his companion. He would insist I stand and ask questions, even if I was nervous. I was young, I wasn't sure. He said, people are too quiet, they're too scared to ask questions. You stand up, and he would dig me with a pen in my side. So much so I started to take a notepad and a pen to the lunches because I knew I'd be expected to stand. And so I started to get very bold, and I would ask questions that no one else wanted to ask, or something that people thought was controversial or would create some chatter. But my father loved that. He loved getting people thinking and speaking out and being honest. And so hence, many years later, I joined back. I became a board member in 2007 when I first opened my business. And quickly, my father said to me, focus on building a business. Remove yourself. Your business needs you. So I served my 2 years, 2007 to 2009. I served my 2 years and focused on building my business, Harper's Office Depot. And many years later, when I was asked to join again, I felt I was in a position at that point and that I could spare the time, because it is a long commitment and sacrifice in many ways. And so I have to thank today many other male figures in the chamber for allowing me the opportunity to, and the encouragement to push me to the point of being here today. And that is Michael Moulton, I have to say. Jose Rosa, and our recent past president, Farron Lawrence, who told me he was not taking the position unless I was his vice president. And so I would like to just leave you with this and say, regardless of your background, your upbringing, or your circumstances, what we do know is very clear, that every girl and every woman has the potential to make the world a better place. And that potential lies in the act of thinking higher thoughts and feeling deeper things. When women and girls everywhere begin to see themselves as more than inanimate objects, as beautiful beings capable of deep feelings and higher thoughts, this has the capacity to change the world all around. The kind of change that is for the better. Remember, high in the head and deep in the heart. Antlers on your mind and anchors in your heart. That is by C. Joy Bell. Thank you.